Brooke Seabrook's creative promise was recognised early in life. She earned her first major accolade as the 2004 Eloise Music Queensland Champion of Champions Festival Songwriter of the Year, a moment that affirmed her voice as a storyteller and balladeer. That early encouragement set the foundation for a career built on craft, curiosity, and a deep respect for the stories that shape us. Over the years, Brooke's work has continued to evolve, earning her further well-earned recognition. She is the 2026 Thornton Young Award recipient, the CCMA 2022 National Lyricist of the Year, a 2025 Tamworth Songwriters Association finalist, and a multiple nominee on top 10 finalists in the Australian Songwriters Association Awards of 2025. These acknowledgements reflect not only her dedication to the written word, but her commitment to capturing the spirit of the people and the places that highlight the Australian identity. Today, Brooke's creative practice remains rooted in the influences that formed her family stories, Australian voices, and a deep fascination with the past. Whether she's writing lyrics, crafting narratives, or exploring a new creative projects, her work honours where she comes from and the stories she feels called upon to tell. Stories of resilience, memory, and the quiet beauty found in everyday life. A perfect example of Brooke's exemplary ability to turn a great story into a terrific song is her latest amazing single, the deeply nostalgic and honest track that I played a minute ago entitled Took My Town Away. I'm truly delighted to have Brooke standing by on the phone waiting to have a chat with me. So let's bring this very talented lady on air without any further delay. Hello, Brooke. How are you today?
Oh, wow. I'm good, thank you. That was an awesome introduction. Thank you so much.
I am well known for my introductions.
Oh, and you should be. That was brilliant. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I hate talking to anyone on air without introducing them to the audience and letting people know who they are and what they do.
No, that's great. Thank you so much, and especially emphasising around the songwriter. I think that's I love that. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so look, first of all, welcome to the Country Club. It's great to have you on the show. This is our first conversation that we've had on air. Hopefully it won't be the last.
Yes, no, I would. Yes, I love this.
Okay. All right, let's get down to business. Tell us the story behind Took My Town Away. What a great song. What a great song. You did a really good job on that one.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, look, it came together really well. It was, I think, when I did win the 2026 Thornton Young Award, there was a bit of confusion in my bio around saying I had a bit of a country upbringing, and when you look at the town that I talk about, it's Goodna, which is sort of in between Ipswich and Brisbane in Queensland, and you wouldn't look at it and think that anyone could have had a country upbringing there, but when I grew up, it was all bush, and so it was sort of more telling that story about how places change and evolve, sometimes for the good and sometimes for the not so good. But look, I've loved actually getting out playing this live, because one of my favourite things is hearing people's stories. So people will come up and tell me the stories about their town and what happened to it. So it's been a really lovely process.
It's a beautiful story, but I'm curious. Did you write that song on your own, or was it a co-write?
So it was co-written with Lindsay Waddington, who's actually is affiliated with the Thornton Young Award as well as CMAA. Okay. So he sort of put that idea in my head about people being a little bit confused about how I grew up in that country town. So we did try and write it initially face-to-face together. I don't normally write like that. I really write on emotion and feeling. And so it was might have been 4 or 5 weeks later, it hit me and I came to it. The words came very fast. The tune came very fast, and sort of went to him with it and went, I think I've got it. And, so he really loves it. And so he really helped putting those final touches on it with the arrangement, and you can hear the music in the background. Like I'm not really an extraordinary musician. I'll come right out and say that now.
Okay.
So to have this sort of support, like with Watto and the team, was so good to actually see it brought to life in that way. I'm very precious about the words, and so for me, being able to tell that story and then having it develop the way it was is just been, it's been beautiful.
Yeah, look, you can't go wrong with Watto. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's got some great musos to call on. I got a lot of time for him. I've interviewed him a couple of times, and I play a lot of his stuff on air.
Yeah.
So,
Look, I feel like I've just been transported into this world of like I feel so lucky to have that sort of support and that experience with Watto and the musicians that he brings. And look, this is something I will be very grateful for a very long time.
I get that. I mean, as I said, you cannot go wrong with that crew. They are absolutely, A-graders, without a doubt. Especially Watto. I mean, he's just such a great guitar player. And
that's right. He's so much fun as well. Like,
he is.
Sort of take that stress out of it. And I think also, like, having that confidence. And I think as we get older, to sort of back ourselves a little bit. But having him and the team and the CMAA actually award this to me, I think I also owe it to them to sort of go, okay, you need to have a little bit of faith in yourself and bring out what you want to bring out and say what you want to say, and so it's been so good.
Yeah, I understand. As I said, you just can't go wrong with them.
No.
Now, listening to your song, well, I've had a few listens to it now. And every time I listen to it, I get a little bit more from it, But I'd like to explore just quickly the changes that have taken place in your hometown.
Yeah.
I think it's, what's it called, Goodna or something?
Goodna. So Goodna, yeah. So
Goodna,
it's, on the river in the middle of Ipswich and Brisbane. So probably by no means at any time would it have ever been considered a country town. But when I say it was bush, that our backyard was the bush, I mean it was the bush, like we... I think I've told a few people, like, we grew up in an old Queenslander. I'm the youngest of 7 kids, and Mum and Dad ran that house on an old wood stove. Probably Mum passed away in 2002, so up probably to the 2 years before she died. That house was the hot water and the cooking was done on an old wood stove. So, always up the paddock with Dad's chainsaw, and that's what I speak about in the song, to get that wood. And to actually look at it, where the shopping centre is in our backyard, that was...
wow.
It was bush, like we literally... And I had to... Funny story, I had to actually fact-check this with my siblings because I'm like, did I dream that we used to put out fires? Or, did that really happen? And they're like, no, that really happened. And, so there's a lot that sometimes I think that, did I imagine that? But, it's so vivid in my memory. And also we talk about going up the river. Dad grew up in a place called Lowood, which is actually a small country town still, and it's on the river. That was our second home, so it's just really sad. Like, I don't recognise anything anymore. Like, even they move all the old homes, and there's KFC and office blocks, and I know that's the way it goes. But, it's like people. I think places need to be remembered for, I guess, what they gave you.
Right.
Yeah. So, look, I'm very passionate about that. I always have been. I was a bit of a strange child as well. I haven't really changed in that respect, but I do love the history and the telling of stories.
There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely
no.
Nothing. No, that's you never need to make an excuse for that. It just reminds me of I read articles about towns in Victoria.
That
they want to put a McDonald's in the town, and the locals, are all protesting against it, and and most of the time it's the big money wins because McDonald's goes to appeals against the council's refusal and wins, and so next thing you know, you've got a McDonald's in this gorgeous little town like Dalesford, for example, but there's plenty of other towns in Victoria that have gone through this process of not wanting a McDonald's, so it reminds me a little bit of what your song's about, it brings that message to me. But
and this is what I love, the conversations where people will speak about their towns like that. And funny, Goodna has a McDonald's, and where the McDonald's is now, the circus used to come.
Okay.
An actual circus with lions back in the day, where we could actually hear the lions from our house. Do you know? It's just, you would never imagine that was the circus coming to town, and that would have been the focus. So, and I think the thing is, you're exactly right. Like over the years, like starts with McDonald's, and then it just keeps going. Because but it's they bring a lot. They bring a lot of things with them, and it's not all desirable. That's right, and I guess that's the other thing, right? Like looking at what good does it bring, and sometimes it's hard to see that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, look, I grew up in the city, and I'm a city boy. We live in the suburb of Melbourne, and it's a short drive to a McDonald's in any direction. So it really hasn't had that impact on us that it can have in a small country community, like Goodna.
Absolutely.
Being in the city, we're a little bit insulated from all that sort of stuff. But that's why I like listening to country people talk about their towns and the effect that big money can have on the town.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think that's the thing. Like I said, by no stretch was Goodna really ever a country town. However, I guess the way we were brought up, real country values, and and at the time you probably don't appreciate that. I know I didn't, but as I get older, I think so many good things came from that.
Yeah. It's and I don't think the location is really all that important. I think it's more the culture of the particular community.
Look,
that matters.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I guess I sort of really miss, like, we were brought up Catholic, but not necessarily strict Catholic, but that sense of community that, you'd go to church on a Sunday and you'd whinge about it, but it was really a bit of a social event, right? And, and, and then the school community. So, and I think that's something that's sort of, that I really miss. Like, it's nice to find that little bit of community in places.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get back to talk about the music. I mean, I could go on and on with this conversation.
Me too. So you'll have to stop me if I talk too much.
Okay, stop. Let's. I'd like to explore if there's an album or an EP in the works from you.
Funny you should say that. I actually have done an album, and it was
okay.
It was in 2024. I sent a song up down to Rabbit Hole Recording Studios, which is the home of Casey Chambers and Bill Chambers, and they did like the song and sort of asked if I had any more, and I ended up going down there. I've done a whole album. It's got 12 songs. It's called 3 Little Street, which is the home I grew up in.
Okay.
Which is now a doctor's surgery.
Okay.
But he's actually maintained the history of us. He has a picture of all of us kids and Mum and Dad. Dad's got the axe chopping the wood. Mum's hanging clothes on the line. Okay. He's got a big photo, but it's an oil painting done from a photo. It's beautiful. So and I actually wrote 3 Little Street, the song, sitting in that waiting room. Like I think I mentioned before, when it comes very hard and fast. So
yeah.
I actually got to with Bill Chambers and Brandon Dodd, Dingo. They were so lovely to me. It was bit more of a passion project. I didn't really know where I was going with it, but I had all this music that I just, and they took it to the next level. So I do have that, and my previous single, No City Lives in Me, was recorded down at Rabbit Hole Studio. So,
Right.
but I have a lot of songs. So there's another 2 songs coming this year.
Okay.
So that I've done with Watto. So that'll be coming this year. And then next year, look, the goal would be I'd love to do an album.
Right.
Especially having the experience now that I have with Watto. Having him and the team behind that if they wanted to do that. Like, it's a really good opportunity to I'm actually an accountant by trade. I work full time as an accountant.
Okay.
But this is sort of, I've only taken a contract till the end of the year, because next year I think will be the time where I focus on the songwriting and the next step in how I can bring that to everyone and hopefully make a little bit of a difference and people seeing something in a song that they can relate to, or makes them either feel not so alone or like a part of something.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, definitely, I'd love to go there.
Well, I certainly look forward to anything that you put out there, and
you.
I'll be glad to get my hands on it and throw it in the playlist.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. Now, well, I'm curious. You've won the Thornton Young Award. How has that affected you personally and as a songwriter?
Look, it was really huge for me. I entered it because a song I wrote was actually called Who'll Sing Australia Now, and it was sort of my reaction to John Williamson retired. And that was a big thing for me, because since I've been a little kid, that man has taken me around Australia, with the imagery and everything like that. So, and I sort of just wanted to share that with them, and I never actually backed myself to win it. So when Watto called me, the poor fellow was probably a bit confused, because I'm like, do you want to interview me first? Do you want to make sure that I'm the right choice? So I guess it's that whole that whole thing of going, oh, really? But the thing is, I've been doing this since I was a kid, writing. That's just has always been my go-to. But, getting braver as we get older, I think. So for me personally, I think it's really given me, I don't know, I am quite a loyal person. So thinking that these guys have put their faith in me that I can do this. So to be able to have that little bit of faith in myself, that's really given me that sort of platform to go, what's the worst thing that could happen, Like, if someone gets something from your music, then, my job here is done. Like, yeah. And loving, one of my favourite things is people coming up and saying, because I'm that person, I'm really annoying. I do go up to songwriters and say, I have to tell you that song, and I think on a level, I don't know whether that's a good quality or not, but when people come up and say it to me, I think, yes, that's why I do this, because it's, sharing those stories. So for me, look, it's been an opportunity that I don't intend to let go lightly. I'm very grateful. So, yeah.
Fair enough. And that's good to see. Well, it's good to hear you say that, because you are lucky in many respects, and it's good to hear you acknowledge that. That's great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, Brooke, we are out of time.
Oh, thank you so much. So this has been great having a chat.
Oh, look, I've enjoyed it. I really have, and I wish we could keep going with it. You're such an interesting person to talk to.
Oh, thank you. There'll be more interviews, I hope, with the.
I'm sure there will be.
More new music coming out.
Look, any opportunity I get to do this again with you, I'll be grabbing it with both hands.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can only get a very small window of opportunity to do this, but I try and do the best I can with it. So
Look, it's not unfortunately. You gave me that time, so I'm grateful for anything. So thank you.
Oh, look, it's been a pleasure, I have to say. But look, I just want to thank you because I do very much appreciate you taking the time to have this chat with me on your Sunday afternoon.
Thank you.
But like
You
I
are
said,
so welcome anytime.
okay, that's good to know. Okay, but in any case, next time we talk, we'll be a bit more familiar with each other, and
That'll be lovely.
it'll be great. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it already.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Have a good one. Look after yourself. Keep safe,
You too.
and keep the music coming.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brooke. Bye for now.
Okay, bye.